Good morning. It is 23 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's not dirt, that's ice all over my truck. A little too cold for this Florida man, to be honest.
Yeah, that's ice.
Amazing. How beautiful. These ice formations on my window. I had never seen that before. Alright, let's go!
This RV park pretty cool. Probably not the best option, but it's very quiet. It was $30 a night. There was
Today we are going to visit Alabama's capital, Montgomery. But before that, we are going to swing by Selma and its historic bridge.
I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV. Yeah.
It's interesting driving pattern behavior in this area. Most people seem to be going under the speed limit, which is unusual, unexpected.
Here we are, Selma, part of the Civil Rights Trail and known as the nexus of the voting rights campaign in the 1960s. Several marches took place from here to the state capital, Montgomery. The first one on March 7, 1965 is known as Bloody Sunday. As the marchers were crossing the bridge, they were met by state troopers and actually armed citizens on the other side. The troopers, on horseback, charged the marchers, attacking them with nightsticks, tear gas. The crowd also participated in the attack, leaving many marchers severely injured and some even beaten unconscious. 50 marchers were injured and 17 were hospitalized. More importantly, the attack was nationally televised, and the public outrage helped the Selma voting rights campaign gain support. Well, I did turn around because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I was thinking maybe I can park here downtown and walk around a little bit. All parking is diagonal though. Okay, wait for it. Wait for it.
That didn't sound right.
That annoying sound is actually my tire pressure monitoring system. Tells me that one of my tires is losing air. Apparently, I went over the curb and blew one of my tires.
I got a flat.
Totally destroyed it.
Well, since there is no video, I'll tell you what happened. I changed the tire with my spare and decided to go to the local Firestone.
Well, yeah, I got a flat tire in Selma, Alabama. Apparently, oh, check out that church. Apparently, I hit the curb as I was turning right, and I heard it. I heard it blow up. There's a Firestone coming up here, so I'm gonna see if I can get, because I have an extra spare. See if I can put it in there.
If there ever was a chance in hell
that I would give my business to Bridgestone or Firestone or Tires Plus again, they just blew it. Instead, this place, Grindle, it was a little on the steep side. They probably saw that I was somewhat desperate. But, you know, they hooked me up. They installed the tire. According to the lady at Firestone, they are not allowed to install any tires that they don't sell, you know. So, even if I have the precaution to travel with my own tire, you know, with my own spare, they will not install it for me. So, rant over. Let's see this Selma voting rights monument and walk the bridge, and then we'll go to Montgomery if I can find parking.
Well, parking is proving more challenging than expected, and I don't want to park in front of one of these businesses. Did I ever mention I wish I had a B+ at times like this? Yeah. This is the National Voting Rights Museum, although I'm not really in the museum mood today. Actually, that flat tire kind of killed my mood, and besides, it does look kind of run down, which is quite a shame being such an important landmark in recent history. Anyways, let's go to Montgomery. Lots of history there too. Here we are, found this place online, close to downtown and just for one night.
Okay, pretty cool, straightforward. You know, pretty much bare bones RV park, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. Site 203, so it's a pull through on the second row, so let's do that. It's 8 minutes away from downtown Montgomery. The not so good news is that we only have about an hour and a half of usable daylight left, which is fine.
Let's make the best of it and take advantage of our limited time and at least see the city center.
50 cents an hour for the meter, 2 hour maximum. And here we go. We are in Montgomery. This is the famous fountain here.
This is called Court Square, and here's a blue marker for the Civil Heritage Trail.
This is part of the Selma to Montgomery Historic Trail. And this is the Rosa Parks bus stop.
Of course, the Rosa Parks incident provoked the Montgomery bus boycott, which marked the beginning of the civil rights movement. I am going to begin walking uphill here towards the Capitol building.
It's 3 p.m. in downtown Montgomery. Pretty quiet, isn't it? Here we've got the Supreme Court of Alabama.
This is the Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King preached from 1954 to 1960.
Interesting. The Selma to Montgomery Voting Rights March, led by Martin Luther King.
And here's looking back at the church. Well, there it is. Here on the side of the building, there is a Confederate monument dedicated to Alabama's veterans of the Civil War. As most Confederate monuments, this one hasn't been without controversy. In fact, in 2015 they removed 4 flagpoles containing Confederate flags. Critics say that the monument promotes white supremacy and want it removed. Preservationists want the monument to stay. And I am moving on. It is such a beautiful afternoon.
Well, it's a beautiful autumn afternoon here in Montgomery, Alabama. The state capitol, and there's the Capitol building. And there doesn't seem to be much going on around here. As far as city ambience, there's hardly anybody on the streets, but I just wanted to visit because there's so much history here. As you know, this is the spot where the march led by Martin Luther King from Selma to here. This is where it ended, in front of this state capitol building. And a couple of blocks back, we saw the bus stop where Rosa Parks boarded the bus, and she refused to give up her seat. And right there is the church where Martin Luther King used to preach, and lots of history and relatively recent history here in this city. And besides being the capital, and I wanted to visit every single state capital, I also wanted to visit because of all the history that transpired here during the civil rights movement. I was gonna boondock tonight, but I decided to go for that RV park, as I said. And tomorrow we'll continue heading south. I might come in the morning to see some of the other monuments, and then we're making a beeline for the Gulf Coast. And that's that. I'm gonna walk back to the car. Actually, I'm gonna walk on that side because I haven't seen that side yet.
Very clean city, Montgomery.
Well, I was tempted to do the tour of the Capitol building, but they close at 4 and it is like 3:40 now, so I'm like, I don't want to rush through it. So another time, perhaps, like I usually say.
Here we go, another historic plaque.
That's the Department of Archives and History in the Museum of Alabama.
Here's a sculpture dedicated to law enforcement. It is called Duty Called.
This building right here is the first White House of the Confederacy.
This is where Jefferson Davis lived until the Confederate capital was moved to Richmond. Here on the floor, they have a map of the state of Alabama. Ooh, Irish pub.
That was pretty good. And now we go back. And we are back where we started. Well, good morning. Let's go to the post office. I have 3 stickers to mail, and then I have about 2 hours to see a little more of Montgomery here. And then to the Gulf Coast we go.
Well, yeah, let's mail those stickers first. Well, I decided to take a regular residential street this time, just to see the houses and how people live. While much of the city shows signs of prosperity, there are many structures that look abandoned, some almost right next to relatively well-maintained dwellings.
This is what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, you see something like this, which is unfortunate.
I wanted to visit this monument called the National Memorial for Peace and Justice, which is supposed to be a very moving memorial depicting the history of racial injustice. But I'm early, it isn't open yet, and to be honest, I thought it was more like an open memorial than something you have to buy tickets for, so it'll have to be another time. Maybe I can park here to the left with the rig. The thing is, I have to check out of the RV park by noon. Maybe I can see the Dexter Avenue Church. I think I might be too early for this one too.
Apparently it is closed too. I guess it's no use coming early because everything opens at 9 or 10, and at 10 is the time that I intend to start, hitching up, dumping my tanks and that kind of thing. So a pretty nice building. It is a pretty downtown here, or Capitol Hill, or whatever it's called, but it's very nice. Some eggs and some Jimmy Dean. Remove 2 patties from plastic pouch and place on microwave safe plate and cover with paper towel for 70 seconds. All right. Peppers. Well, bon appetit.
Time to go! We continue south towards coastal Alabama, the narrow 60-mile stretch that Florida couldn't take, I guess. We are going to be staying at the SKP's Rainbow Plantation. And all that and more will be in the next video. I'm telling you, it is going to be action-packed.